According to Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Fred earned $4.8 million annually. Is it true?
I don't know where he got his calculations from.
And then the nipa about originally training highway and so Okudzeto Ablakwa, Foreign Affairs Minister. Ono and obedi nkomo efa Ghana ye passport ho ana ochiremu a ba bia Ghana ye passport ho nsensem akwakodu na okoye passport a ye jo getting to 500 Ghana cedis into ono ne de oba ye no wate so e de aba eye 350 Ghana cedis a ochiremu a obia betumi aye passport enfa ho so wo sika enfa ho so oni sika into ono de wate so na abusia sa case ni ba ye no Ghana for obia ani age na enda de ba bia sika ejina ho ana ejina okoye passport a 500 Ghana cedis ho ana ejina what you say na sa asem eba ye no e mamanfo ani giye na ende Okudzeto Ablakwa ebe sansu di nkomo efa Ghana ye embassy a ewo eye US say amanfo bi disika over $4.8 million ana ochiremu enfam na kwan so enti ye embassy no oloke no a ode kini ehye ne botom ende ya maame eye Alima Mahama ode nsembi e de ababetu bia ono so ababe expose eye Okudzeto hardware na busuya abeka yensa e wo ha se ha GH kwa bi media so mesa wo ba so ani dem na wa subscribe to your channel no send update bia nso etomo a onso onsa ebeka bi na wa share ato other platforms so ede amai endi abusuya ye ba Okudzeto ne nsam obeka ye e fa Ghana ye passport no se ochiremu a what passport so from 500 Ghana cedis to 350 Ghana.
GTC dispatched approximately 62,500 visas and passports. Mr. Fred Kwatin was therefore raking an estimated $1,859,375 United States dollars annually for courier services alone. Mr. Speaker, you can comprehend the substantial sum he earns annually after adding fees for assisting applicants in completing their visa and passport forms, for which he charged between $60 and $100. By conservative analysis, Mr. Fred Kwatin made about $4.8 million annually from his unlawful enterprise. Mr. Speaker, it is important to emphasize that there was no revenue sharing arrangement with the ministry. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs had no share. This $4.8 million was controlled totally by Mr. Fred Kwatin.
And the OTA the Foreign Affairs Minister Okudzeto Ablakwa the Oka Sika amanfo adi ewo Washington DC embassy one there over $4.8 million and afa nipa baako insem per a year and this is nipa ko no wa ye adwuma over 8 years out we say nipa ko no wa disika papa what you say your passport amanfo epe akwanya akọ obi man so akoye adwuma no omo to sika no mu di ewo ho sa abusua enti Okudzeto be kan sa insem wei a o chirechiremu a na eye passport kwa boche mo watete so ni na abusua na bibi ewo ho ankasa former Ghana ambassador in US H.E. Alima Mahama mami edi nsem bi edi ababeto dwa o chiremu ade Okudzeto Ablakwa okane na abusua e boslimuka enye nokre bia eni sa nsem no abusua ya mami ababe expose eye Okudzeto Ablakwa hardware na abusua be ka yensa e wase abra one eye black rasta eshia ya omudi nkomo and ode sa nsem we eto dwa
says okay, well, take the food and bring me this percentage.
Well, but Ghana government is not in that business. We are a diplomat. We don't engage in commercial business. So when the minister even started saying that there is no share in the revenue, it's even wrong. Because Ghana government cannot even take share in any revenue as an embassy.
Interesting.
As an embassy, you cannot take share in it because you are not in the business. You are there for diplomatic.
This is 3FM.
You cannot share. So I'm using that example because that's common in Ghana.
I do understand that.
We all know that. Me, I order a lot of things and I pay for the tender order.
Right.
When the delivery person comes, you pay the delivery person to separately.
Okay, so in Ghana here, a lot of the embassies do this. What they do is, when you apply for a visa, your passport is actually given to a known courier service like DHL, like FedEx, or those ones.
Yeah.
Why didn't the Ghana embassy do that, but rather deal with an individual like Fred Quartin, who was working with?
He was not doing it as an individual. He set up a company. In the US, a lot of people deal with companies.
Yeah, but he was the owner. Did you know he was the owner?
Yeah, I knew he was the owner. Initially, he was even a part owner, and later on, he became sole with the other people. He had his partners. I knew he was the owner, and like I said, I went and observed the work that he started in 2019 was doing very well. And when you go and something is going on well, you don't mess it up.
Yeah, you don't change a winning team.
You don't change a winning team. It was going on well, and I was having my peace. Ghana embassy, everybody was saying that things were going on well. And you go and change a team, and now their passports start messing up, or they have to come there in queues and all that. No, like what is happening now. No, I don't do
But
that.
did the applicants have the choice to either deal with FedEx or DHL,
Yes.
or they all had to choose Fred Quartin?
They don't have to choose. That's what I said. You can do your self-addressed envelope. And when you are going to do your self-addressed envelope, you will go to either FedEx or UPS or the US postal system. You can choose to go to any of them, and then you will get a their envelopes. It will be FedEx envelope, just like courier service, and then they'll give you a label of your address, and you pay the right amount. They will charge you. You pay. Then now you fill your visa form. Put that visa form, that you print out that visa form. You pay online. Our payments is online. You don't bring any check to the embassy. You don't bring any cash to the embassy. We don't take cash. We don't take check. So you pay online, then print evidence of payment. That is your receipt. Then put the receipt together with your form plus your self-addressed envelope that you've generated from either FedEx or UPS or wherever, and then put it inside. So when it comes, they'll print the visa, they will receive them. There's a receiving session in the embassy, and go through all the processes.
Right.
When the visa is issued, the ministry staff the embassy staff would then put it inside the pre-addressed envelope
and mail it to you.
It's already mailed, and they'll pack them, a number of them, sort them out. The number that is going to FedEx, the number that is going to UPS, and then we get a driver to drive them, but to take them there. But of course, we can't do this. We don't send it out every day.
Yeah.
So some people feel that using the company
was better,
expediting the process was expedited, and they use the company.
Former ambassador of Ghana to the United States of America, and of course with offices in Washington DC, this is Hajia Alima Mahama, former NP. And of course, we are having a very beautiful conversation. According to Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Fred earned $4.8 million annually. Is it true?
I don't know where he got his calculations from. It can't be true.
And that was a loss to Ghana.
How can it be a loss to Ghana? Like I'm saying, Ghana doesn't get involved in courier services. We have hired this company to do courier service for us. He charges. In fact, he went to these various companies to negotiate for a discount, and they gave him a flat rate of they gave him a flat rate, so he was able to charge his applicants, his clients, charge them 29.75 per delivery. So that even a group applies and there are 3 passports, and you put the 3 passports, a limit of 3 passports in an envelope. That's the rule from the various agents. A limit of 3 passports in an envelope. Even if he puts 3 passports in an envelope, he will still charge 29.75. That is the rule.
The cost of one.
Yeah, and we don't make more than 2,005. We don't make more than 2,000 a quarter. 2,000.
This is 3FM.
We don't make more than 2,000 a quarter. And the embassy itself, our revenue from visas we usually 4 million, 4.2. Sometimes even it's under 4 million.
Under 4 million.
And we
for
charge
the whole embassy.
Yeah, I mean for visas in a year. And we charge between $100 and $200 for
visas.
For regular visa, ordinary visa. You charge 100. If you want expedited service, we charge 130. If you want multiple single, when I say ordinary single visa, that's 100. Single expedited is 130. If you want multiple visas, it's 150. If you want expedited multiple service, it's 200. So the range is between 100 and 200, and they pay for these visas. And like I indicated, they pay online, and all this payment goes direct into our account.
Okay.
You know, when you pay on credit, usually there's a merchant service company that manages that. It goes direct into your account, into the bank. That is it. So he has no access to any visa money. No way. Yeah. And passports to the same. We don't collect cash. We don't collect checks. You pay direct online. And all you bring to the embassy is evidence of payment. The receipt is provided by the system. And then you bring it and you get your money.
According to Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, Fred Kwarteng was able to put a certain link on the official Ghana embassy website, directing applicants to him so that he will rather work with them and give them the visas.
No, the link he has is from the beginning. We'll tell you about the services. You can do it through a private company. You can do it through self-addressed envelope, or you can tell us you are coming to collect your address. So it's not mandatory. Okay. Let me explain. So if you go after filling your visa form, and there's a place for you to choose, then you click. If you want the private company, you click. That's what then leads you to Fred link. So it's not as if he put it there. That is part of the process. Then you click and go to the company, Travel and Tours. It then takes you to their website, and then you then contact your courier service affairs with them. That is it. But he doesn't have a link that will say chatting with people, come to my place, come to my place. No. And you know, in the US, they have their own system of advertising themselves, which is not within our link.
Applicants never contacted him directly for visas.
It's possible, but it's not under the under the supervision of the embassy. We don't have that. You know, in the US, they have what they call documentation support. Companies, private sector companies, people go to them to help them fill the forms, do various services for them. Okay, so that is not within the contract. Do you get me? If someone goes there, we are coming for documentary support services. That is absolutely not within.
It's different from the courier contract.
Yeah, it's different from the courier contract. And the contract that I gave you was specifically for courier contract. And that was, you would dispatch the mail. Ghana government, the relationship is between you and the applicant for the visa or for the passport. Your responsibility is to dispatch them. And Ghana government does not pay anything to you for that. You will set your charges and receive from them. We don't even tell them to send. We just say that Ghana government does not offer you any payment.
Haja, do you know?
And we also we also indemnify ourselves.
Okay.
We don't take responsibility.
This is 3FM.
So that is a pure simple work.
Yes, simple.
Yeah.
Haja, do you know if Fred was getting clients backdoor, and then he would take their applications and go into the embassy and lobby for them to get the visas, or maybe even issue the visas himself?
He cannot issue a visa. Okay. But it's possible that he can lobby. Like, for example, even me as an ambassador, I'm sitting there, someone calls me from Ghana, Black Rasta. You have a friend in the US. You call me, Haji Alima, my friend, Touchwood. My friend has a funeral. Especially people have funerals and they need to move immediately. Can you help? I will call the consular director and say, we have this person who wants support and they need to move immediately. Can you provide a visa for them? So it's possible that some of the staff, some people will do that. Yeah, it's possible. I will not say that is not possible.
What kind of person was Fred? Behaviorally, what was his behavior like?
In terms of my relationship with him, is professional. Do you get me? I don't look at his behavior, what he's doing, what is that. I'll say he said this is that is that. It's professional. And don't forget, I'm ambassador.
Right.
I'm ambassador. The one who nearest to me is the head of department. He was not a head of department as such. Yeah, he was not a head of department. He worked under the head of chancellery. So he was not a head of department. So that's the relationship. Of course, if I have a technical IT problem with my network, I'll call him I'll tell the officers, call my secretary. My secretary call him, please come and set up. Or I have a Zoom meeting and something is wrong. Oh, my secretary, I will not even call him. My secretary will call him. You get me? So in terms of his behavioral, I don't have this. I'm talking professionally. The work that he was doing.
This
and
is
I want
3FM.
to emphasize that we gave him this contract, which he started the work in 1919, 20, 21. I came in 22. I observed and I felt that it was good and I'm not going to break it up. And the management came to brief me and took me through and why they were using him. So 2023, I felt, and you know what? There was a glitch.
Tell me about the glitch.
There's a glitch in FedEx. You know, these systems this IT system, sometimes there's a glitch. And it affected the delivery systems. So our passports were held up in Memphis for I think a couple of days. So I started getting calls. You know, people will call. I haven't received my passport. I haven't got this. People will call. People were agitated. So, and I have to tell them that, did you ask us to mail it to you? What did you say? No, I chose a company to bring it. And I said, it's your relationship with the company. It's not your relationship with the ambassador.
Interesting.
It's not your relationship with the embassy. So that was when I started saying that this thing, I have to have a formal document so that if there's any issue, they don't hold the embassy responsible. If you go and enter into a transaction with a private company for the delivery of your passport, you don't come to blame the embassy when there's a delay. But by and large, they were delivering well. But for this period in 2022, somewhere, I've forgotten the month exactly, where there was the glitch at FedEx, there was no problem throughout. And you know, when there's a glitch, they don't sit for weeks. Within a short time, they fixed it. So they fixed it. And then things went on fine. But then I decided that I need to indemnify Ghana. I need to put this on paper.
And you did it.
And I want to emphasize, the thing I want Ghanaians to know is Ghana embassy is not in courier service. We don't provide courier service.
So there was no conflict of interest?
No, Ghana embassy does not provide courier service. We give that service out to somebody to provide. And Ghana embassy does not benefit financially from any courier service. We don't engage in commercial transaction. So to talk about money and therefore there's no revenue sharing. You can't even talk about revenue sharing. If you go to Yoko to talk about revenue sharing, Yoko will say, no. Ghana embassy cannot get involved in any revenue sharing. We don't do that.
Interesting.
We don't do that.
Do you know?
So those are the two things I want to let Ghana. So Ghana did not lose any money.
Okay.
It's not
This
as
is
if
3FM.
The company took the work that Ghana government would have done and received some money.
Okay.
No. We don't do that work, so we couldn't have received that money.
So what you are saying is that there was no conflict of interest, even though Fred was employed there as an employee of the Ghana embassy and had this private company.
Yes, as I indicated, he was taken as a temporary. Actually, he's been in and out of the embassy since 2013, and he was given a letter as temporary employee in 2015. Renewed in 2016.
Full-time employee?
No. Temporal. 2015, 2016. So the fact that he said he was even given a letter in 20 August, he decided that he decided to choose 2017. He should have gone back in the files. Then you see 2015, 2016, 2017. You understand? Yes. And he's not a permanent employee. He's not entitled to health insurance. You know, in US, when you recruit people, they are entitled. He's not entitled to health insurance. He's not entitled to leave. He's not entitled to leave, so he doesn't get any leave benefits.
Right.
And they had picked him up to solve a problem. By the way, Black Rasta, I was Her Excellency Ambassador Extraordinaire Plenipotentiary.
This is 3
You hear me?
FM.
I hear you loud and
Taking decisions on the behalf of the president.
interesting.
And my interest was to make sure that things go on well.
Ambassador extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Plenipotentiary.
Yeah. So
This
I
is
take decisions
3FM.
on behalf of the president, and I have to make sure that things go on orderly.
Correct.
So if I see that things are going on orderly and I want to institute it formal, it's done.
Has the president, the former president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, called you on this issue?
No, he hasn't.
Fred Kwarteng, in fact, according to Honorable Hon Okudzeto Ablakwa, he was earning wrongfully $4.8 million American dollars annually, and his contract was actually supported by the woman who is sitting right in front of me here, Ambassador Extraordinaire Plenipotentiary of Ghana to the United States of America, Hajia Alima Mahama.
Black Rasta, are you listening to me?
I am.
I wonder if you are listening to me.
Please go ahead.
In a quarter, we don't make more than 12,000 visas in a quarter. So in a year, we don't make more than 48,000 visas in a year.
I heard that clearly.
We make less. So multiply that by the amount that they get. So even with the visas
Yes.
that we charge 10, 100 to 200.
200, yes.
We get 4 million, sometimes less. Okay? So someone who is charging 29.75 for the visas, even you have to also even remember that sometimes they come in a group. He can't possibly be making 40
He wasn't doing the visas alone. He was also charging people to fill their forms.
But that is not the business of Ghana government or business of the embassy. That's not my business. If you decide to go to
This
that,
is
help me fill a form,
3FM.
documentation support, and he does it for you, and it is legal in the US. Am I coming to say that? No, don't go and get documentation support. Even here in Ghana, when people want to fill US form, they go and look for people to help them fill, don't they?
Interesting.
Don't they fill the form?
Has Fred-
So that's not my business.
That's interesting. Yes.
That's not my business as an ambassador.
Okay.
My business is the contract that I gave for courier service.
This
and that
is
courier
3FM.
service, Ghana government does not engage in courier services, and Ghana government does not benefit beneficiary. So Ghana government and Ghana embassy do not lose a CD, or let's say cent, because that's US. We didn't lose a cent on that matter. So if in his business he earned 100 million, which I know is not the case, he earned any amount, it is his business. I don't look into it, and I don't feel jealous or resentful that he's earning any money.
Interesting.
That is his business.
Interesting.
So we have to make this clear. We shouldn't insist on making that he collected.
This
If
is
you are working
3FM.
and you receive money, like you are working with FM, you are private, and then government use your service and pay you. So because it's government's service, what?
And abusua de ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ɛyɛ foreign affairs minister Okudzeto Ablakwa nsɛm a ɔbɛka yɛ ɛna yɛ maame nso aba bɛyɛ expose no abusua maame ho adwen kyerɛ wɔ comment section o wie nso ane deɛ mu na wa share video wa like wa comment ama yɛ sɛ deɛ afoforo nso ɛbɛnya bi atie abusua kete wɔ se ɛnyɛ dodoɔ no nwura makra baba.